Hello, I'm Amadeus Zschunke from Sativa. It's a 100% organic seed company in Switzerland. And we decided 10 years ago to start with organic sweet corn breeding because there's no sweet corn breeding in Europe. When we look to the situation in sweet corn, this crop was not very well known in Europe. It started to be known after World War II. And therefore there are no breeders in Europe. And the organic corn growers, sweet corn growers, they depend 100% to American seeds from abroad, which are not really adapted to European conditions. And very often the varieties are not available in untreated or not adapted in organic quality. Meanwhile, there's quite a lot of production. It's all over Europe. It's about 75,000 acres, and large-scale production is for processing mainly in France and in Hungary. This part of the production increased very strongly after the GMO crops, corn began to become popular in America. So the processors, the companies, they decided to start production in Europe. Because sweet corn is not so well known, the SU type, the traditional type, is only grown by home gardeners. It's very unknown. And the SE type is completely unknown. Nobody grows it. So nearly 100% of the production is SH2 type. And there are some more new types available, triple sweet or synergistic types. And these types, the last one, they require very good conditions for growing. We started our program in 2004, and first we decided how to start. We decided to start with hybrids because we didn't find any OP varieties of SH2 varieties. So we looked in America, in Australia, and also in Europe to get as much as different varieties possible. And we didn't choose the late maturing varieties because they are too late for Europe. And we restricted only to yellow varieties, no bicolor, because this is European people are thinking bicolor is GMO. So first, before we started, we tested all those varieties about GMO contamination, and 2 of the varieties have been removed, and the other 50 varieties we have grown, as you can see there. And in the first year, from every variety, we selved 5 plants or made half sips. We made no crosses between these varieties. Afterwards, the next years, we had some bicolor in the trial at the beginning, then we removed. So the next years we made this method year to row scheme, and we started always to mark vigorous plants, and there from these plants we took the pollen. At first, before the ears came to mature, they were isolated by polyethylene bags, and afterwards we collected the pollen from other plants which have been vigorous, and we brought this pollen to the mother plants, and the silk was ready. Afterwards, we isolated with paper, and we harvested it. Like you can see here, this pollen collected in the morning, brought to the silks, and then afterwards isolated with paper so that no another pollination can't happen. So we harvested quite a lot of different crops, and then we decided to bulk different populations, early, mid-early, and mid-late. So we separated to these 3 populations. The next years, then we made mass selection to bring the population closely together. Therefore, we took the tassels away from all these plants which have flowered too early or too late. we castrated them. So now there's a distance between the early and the mid-early population and the mid-early and the mid-late of 5 days of maturity. So if you sow those three populations together at one time, at one day, you can harvest for a long period of time. And since then, we do further improvement of mass selection. That means we have about half an hectare of every population in growing every year, and we take about 1 to 2% of this population. Our selection criteria have been good growth at the beginning. So we removed always weak plants before they flowered. Then we preferred one crop only per plant. And of course, the crop size is quite important. The insertion of the crop, the insertion height is also important. And we want short and vertical stems for the crops, because the first generations we had quite a lot of long stems, which is not so practical. At least 16 regular rows, and a good tip filling is also very important. After 5 generations, there has been a certain homogeneity, so that we started to try trials with organic growers who grow sweet corn commercially. So this is one picture here, as a grower who grows 5 hectares of sweet corn. So the results after 10 years now, the cold germination, our varieties, they are equal or slightly better than hybrids. The total yield of these populations is between 95 and 100, sometimes maybe more than 100% of the hybrids. But the marketable yield is less high because the homogeneity of these populations is less than from the hybrids. So the harvesting period is 4 to 5 days longer, and we have also heterogeneity in several traits. I can show you this in this picture. You can see on the tassels there is heterogeneity in tassel, and this is in Europe. All varieties before selling, they have to be registered, and we got some quite big problems for registration because of this heterogeneity in the tassels. The authorities, they didn't accept the varieties first. And also in the other picture there, you can see that the height of the plants is not so equal like compared to hybrids. Well, these we got them registered, and these 3 varieties, they have a Swiss name. There's a 4th language between after German, French, and Italian is Grischun, and these are 3 Grischun names, Swiss names. Damaun is the first variety. It's meaning morning, and Mitzdi is at 12 o'clock, and Ramon is the evening. And they can use, they are open pollinated. They can be used to select more varieties. By the way, we gave some samples some years ago to some American people, and as far as I know, they continued selecting America with these varieties, these populations, and we are commercializing these varieties now in Europe, and they became quite popular to small and medium-sized market growers. But they are not, and the total surface is actually about 200 acres of growth. The varieties are not really suitable for mechanical harvest because of the heterogeneity of the harvest time, and therefore, if you harvest by a machine, the yield is about 80% only. Meanwhile, we started with new programs of sweet corn breeding. We want to get a much earlier type because our customers, they are asking for this. And we also are working on improved mid-late populations. And since these triple seed or synergistic varieties, they become more and more also in the organic market, we are thinking about how we can create also open pollinated varieties in this type, which seems to be quite difficult. So this is a picture of the breeder, Friedemann Ebner, who started in 2002 with sweet corn. And we are looking for, that's why I'm here, we are looking for other organic sweet corn breeders who are interested in population breeding, like my speaker. and we want also to share knowledge and material. Thank you very much.